they were making love by the end of the workshop, and it totally turned their marriage around. So we videotape these sessions with these people, and you see them. And then there are also a lot of audio sessions. We'll be working with people on various topics. So there are maybe 30 of those in the course. But the core of it is learning and practicing these 12 techniques. We also have a private Facebook group, so we'll invite you to that. And you may be in love with somebody right now. Maybe you aren't, maybe you're single, but you'll be in love with people guaranteed after you're in the Facebook group, because those people are so precious. And there are people who took the course last year who are in the Facebook group who will welcome you into the course, and they support you, they nurture you, they answer your questions, and they're just wonderful, that Facebook community. So you get that. Also, we will be doing a series of coaching calls with you live, just like this webinar. The first one is actually tomorrow. So that's why today is the last day to register for the course. Register today and then join us. It'll be 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And we will be doing a coaching call. You'll bring your questions. We'll have a brief round of introductions to get a sense of what you'd like to get out of the course over the course of the 12 weeks. And then again, we'll just practice these techniques over the 12 weeks. And the research we've done 2 studies of the course, one live and one virtual, like this online. And they found that people's relationship satisfaction goes up dramatically. And that's not just if they're in a relationship. If they are single, their relationship satisfaction with their mothers, their fathers, their co-workers, their kids, all of those relationships improve. Because it's not about whether you're single or in a couple, it's about learning skills. If you're in a relationship, you need skills. But if you're single, you need the skills so that when you are next in a relationship, you don't repeat the past. There's a famous story by Melody Beattie, who wrote the book Codependent No More. And she ran into a friend of hers at an event, and she said to her friend, "Are you still with the same guy?" And her friend said, "Yep, still with the same guy." Different man, same guy, because her friend would just repeat the same relationship disasters with one man, break up with him, leave him, and then find another man to repeat the same patterns with. It's Groundhog Day. You keep on doing that until you learn to break those habits, and then you find somebody healthy to be with once you've broken them. So it's really powerful to do this, and then it's a way of making sure that the next relationship you have, you come to it with the skills to make it successful. We've also had people take the course who are in like 40-year marriages. They've been married for decades. All the juice is gone. They don't love each other anymore. They're just serving time there. There's a story, I think I tell it in the course somewhere, about this 90-something-year-old couple who show up in their lawyer's office. And she says to him, to the lawyer, "Charlie and I want to get a divorce." And the lawyer looks at her and says, "Now, Janet, Charlie's 92 years old. You're 96 years old. Why do you want to get a divorce now?" And she says, "We wanted to wait until after the children were dead." So they've stuck in that relationship in misery for decades. You don't want to be like that. You want to be fresh and sexy and alive and affectionate and new, and we'll teach you how to do these things. Those are among the skills you'll learn in the course. So it's both for people who are in long-term relationships, who want more juice, more love, more passion, and for people who are in new relationships, and also for people who are single and want to not repeat the same mistakes they've made with a previous relationship. So with that, we'll take questions. We'll open up the line over here. If you'd like to talk to us or ask a question, just go ahead and click on your microphone icon, and that'll unmute you, then you'll be live. So if you have that urge to ask a question, if you have that intuitive nudge to speak and share, please unmute yourself and check in with us.
Hi, I'm Guy Pacino from Florida. And
Hey, Dee.
hi, I'm sitting here with my wife. We've been married for 36 years. She has prompted me for the last 3 or 4 years to improve our relationship. And you came up, and I decided I would take action and prompt her. Unfortunately, she's not going to be here tomorrow. She's flying somewhere, so I'll be alone listening to your program. And I'm actually looking forward to it. Like I said, we've been married 36 years, and I think we take a lot of things for granted, and we've gotten callous over the years. So I'm looking forward to your program, and I'm looking forward to learning the skills, and maybe looking forward to our relationship actually getting better.
I so appreciate you sharing that. And the fact that you are willing to do it now means the time is right for you to make these kinds of shifts and learn these skills. And even if you miss a call like tomorrow's one, they're recorded and we post them in the course so you can watch the recording later on. But it's powerful to both do it together. Now, you don't have to do it with your spouse. There are people who are taking the course and their spouse is not taking the course. I'll tell you one funny story, which I think I can tell without breaking confidentiality, because this person was very open about this. And so she is she's been taking the course. She's an EFT practitioner. Her husband's a clinical psychologist. They live in New York City. And she has been wanting him and nagging him for years to clean out the closet. It's a major source of friction in their relationship. If the word closet comes up in a conversation, they both like, So she's been nagging him for years, and she wanted him to take the course with her. So, and he didn't. He's done the EFT training, but he didn't want to take this course with her. So there she was, feeling really indignant that here he's not only not cleaning out the closet, he's not taking the course, and is not listening to her. So that was how she began the course, like, he's not listening to me. And so after the first week of the course, she said, you know what I'm going to do? I know there's a little bit of stuff in the closet that's actually not his, it's mine. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to take care of my end of the problem by clearing out just a little bit of stuff that's mine in the closet. So she began to clear it out, and she discovered, as she cleared out the closet, that more than half the stuff in the closet was actually hers. And she wound up taking 12 big black trash bags to the Salvation Army. So, you think it's the other person.
And then what happened with him? Did he
and
motivated?
Then totally saw that she was doing that. He said, let me help. He offered to help her. He then began to clean out his side. And this thing that had been such a source of irritation to them in their marriage for so long suddenly went away. And they were laughing about it together. So yeah, there was Jan and Sheldon, and I can use their names because she's been really upfront about this and sharing this with people publicly. So the other person doesn't have to be in it for both to benefit.
Right. Let me ask you a quick question, because I've been listening. I got involved with you with Food Matters, but I did get on your program about tapping. My wife has no clue whatsoever what tapping is all about. Is this program going to make a difference that she knows it doesn't know what that's all about?
Yeah, tapping's one of the 12 skills we teach, and we teach it early on in the program because it's so useful. So yeah, we give you the mini manual and we guide you through, and you'll see in all the videos we're tapping with people.
Okay. All right.
Well, cool.
I look forward to listening to you guys for the course.
Yes.
Can't wait to have you and you tomorrow, and then we'll give you the replay as well.
Thank you.
Now, Sharon, I see you're unmuted. Is that accidental or intentional? Okay, so if you have a question or a comment, just go ahead and unmute yourself. Click on that microphone icon.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Martha, and I am in a relationship with my sister, who has come to live with me, and we're going to spend our last years together. And we love each other very much, but I'm hard to live with, because I'm demanding, and she's very easygoing. I'm thinking your course will help me a lot to be a better partner for her. What do you think?
Definitely. And often it is the demanding person that is going to have to do work on themselves. The easygoing person is, which Christine is in our relationship. I'm the demanding one, so. But yeah, so it really is going to confront you about some of your patterns. And also, if you lived alone for a long time, you get pretty fossilized in your ways. And it's even a really nice person living with you, an easygoing person living with you, you're going to have to make some adjustments, and those can be difficult. So it's definitely going to help and give you tools. Also, I recommend. There's a lot of disagreement about this, and I respect people who do disagree, but we really feel it's useful to go away and work on yourself, then come back to the relationship happy. So if I have an issue or a problem, I go work with somebody else outside of the relationship, solve it myself. I don't make it about Christine, because often I'm making it about Christine. It's not about her at all. It's about me. So you go and work on yourself, and then you resolve your own issues, then come back happy into the relationship. And so then your sister will be living with a happy person, a person who's really injecting happiness into the relationship, and makes it much easier on both of you. I'm just curious, when is she moving in?
When? She already did in April
Okay.
last. And I live in Mexico. She lives in Idaho. She is right now in Idaho again. She goes back for a month, once every few months. And so we we do get along. I mean, we both really appreciate and love that we have this time in our lives together. I just think that I could be a better partner. And um, and I think you're right about the doing it alone. Um, although she may like it too, I don't know. But that's where I am.
Yeah, by all means, share it with her and see if she's interested in it as well. And there's another concept we use in the course called family systems. This is a concept developed by a brilliant guy called Gregory Bateson in the 1920s and 30s. Then Margaret Mead worked on this, and then Virginia Satir, one of the great psychologists of the mid 20th century. And they said that families aren't collections of individuals. They are energy systems that have an energy field of all of their own, and energy dynamics all of their own. And one of the corollaries of the family systems idea, we don't like give you a lot of theory about this in the course, but it is, we talk about it a little bit, and then it kind of underlies a lot of our approach. And in a family system, this is the critical piece here. Martha, when one person changes, it changes the dynamic of the whole group. So, for example, a teenage daughter in a family of 6 kids and 2 parents, one person changing then changes the energy of the whole group. And so if you do it and your sister does not, that by itself will change the dynamic of your energy. And since you plan to be together for the rest of your lives, why not make them as happy as possible and make it as just as joyful a time as possible? And aging and then death, we all age, we all die. I'm going to die, Christine's going to die. We all, our bodies wear out. If you infuse that time with joy, it will give you a much higher quality of life. In the blue zones, there are these blue zones all over the world where people live to 100 or more. And sociologists study the blue zones because there are a lot of lessons that people in the blue zones can teach us about lifestyle. So blue zones are places where many people live to 100 or more. And one of the cool things there is that they tend to live to 102, 109, whatever age they live to, healthy. And then they just die, usually overnight or within 2 or 3 days. What you don't see in the blue zones is long, slow declines with people becoming, senile and their health deteriorating step by step. They tend to be vibrant and active and happy to within just a few days of death, and then they just die. So Christine has a phrase she uses about that.
Oh, it's happy, healthy, happy, healthy, happy, healthy, dead.
That reminds me of Abraham.
Yeah, that is from Abraham.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Teachings.
Thank you very much. I will definitely be with you.
And we'll visualize you having a happy time, loving time, connected time with your sister.
Thank you.
Just take a deep breath. Breathe in what Dee said, breathe in what Martha said. Really savor the energy of these people. This is an exercise we do in the course as well. After someone's spoken, we really breathe and let our appreciation for them settle into our bodies before we move on to the next thought or the next person. Again, if you know it's you, just listen to that little intuitive voice and click the microphone button to unmute yourself. Or you can also type a message in chat as well. So I'm just going to remind you about chat there. One cool thing too is when Seth and I were organizing the archive of sessions and be working with people, and we did it by topic. Like, for example, there are several tap-along sessions working on boundaries, because it's important to have healthy boundaries. You want to be able to get close to somebody and also pull back into your own space. And so there's several of these teleclasses where you tap along to help you develop boundaries, and it says boundary issues. So you can go there and look at the theme if you know that that's true for you. Another thing is asking. How good are you at asking? Are you good at asking? Are you bad at asking? Well, there are sessions where we work with people who say have a hard time asking for their needs to be met, which is a really important skill in a partnership. Maybe your partner can meet your needs, maybe they can't. Either way, you have to learn to ask. So if you need to develop that skill, again, you'll find an audio recording on developing the skill of asking. Equality, we talk a lot about equality in some of these calls, and even though equality is our ideal, political equality, gender equality, there is no equality. People aren't equal. I can bench press more than Christine can bench press. But Christine can do art in a way in which I can't. So all of us, I'm unequal in that way. So all of us are unequal. How do you navigate the fact that your partner is brilliant at certain things, photography or swimming or chess or debating or their job, and you aren't? Or you're really good at certain things and they're not. So how do you navigate inequalities like that? Really important. And there are many of these themes. So you can kind of pick and choose the ones that work for you and then tap along with those audio programs. And there's a part of the website. It's a very rich, it's a huge, rich website. And you'll just, again, work through the lessons 1 through 12. But then optionally, if you're done with the lesson, you can go and explore the optional content. So we try and strike a balance between not overwhelming you with content, but giving you those 12 skills in the course of 12 weeks.
That one is Tina.
Hey, Tina.
Hi, I have a question about the content for not our spouses or husband or wife, but for siblings and parents. And sometimes those relationships are so much harder to handle than a spousal relationship. Because siblings and parents sometimes are people we don't see on a daily basis. And when there's a situation that we disagree strongly, I find it hard. And I wonder if the course would cover that part.
It does. And how we would work with that is that when you have the expectation of conflict with a sibling or the parent, when you know you're going to disagree, say you have a disagreement about money or about politics or about how to handle some situation in the family, whatever the disagreement is, you're bringing a lot of emotional energy to that. And that emotional energy by itself is going to complicate the discussion and muddy the waters, because you're not approaching it in a neutral way. You're approaching it in a charged way. You're all charged up. Like last week, I had a situation I was dealing with at work, and I said to Christine afterwards, I had a lot of charge around that. And the charge wasn't healthy. The charge wasn't helping us resolve it. The charge was actually getting in the way of resolving it. And so I had to tap and release all of that charge. So what we have you do, if you know you disagree with the sibling or the parent, is before you talk to them about something, especially a topic that is a source of disagreement, that you neutralize that emotional charge first, and then you can talk about it with a neutral tone of voice and a neutral energy field, and you aren't bringing all that energy of whatever the emotion might be into it. So that's one way in here. Another is just looking at your patterns, because you've got these patterns of behavior, and he says this, she says that, she says that, he says this, and it's like a scripted dance. You bring these two people together and they dance the dance they've danced for years. How do you break the dance? How do you do a pattern interrupt there? So we have some tools for doing that pattern interrupt. You find yourself in a pattern.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's one more question because it just popped up. What about in-laws? Because honestly, one of the struggle that I have is with my in-laws. My parents-in-law, they have very strong personalities. And it's really hard to place one single word with them. And even though I have been married for 20 years, I still struggle. And if the course can help me improve that, I will sign up.
Another factor to look at there, Tina, is by everyone. Tina is one of our certified practitioners as well, so very talented practitioner, and a very, very experienced one as well. And so one of the things that is probably going on there, Tina, is reenacting a child-parent relationship. And so even though you've been married 20 years, you're a mature adult, they may still be infantilizing you. They may still be relating to you as though you're a child. And so, and then that role doesn't fit you at all now as an accomplished adult. So when somebody is treating you like you're a child and you aren't, what do you do? How do you handle that? And what may be happening too is unconsciously, you might be you might be encouraging that without you knowing it. So you may not have any conscious idea you're doing this, but you might be doing certain things which trigger their parentalism and their strong personalities, imposing that upon you as though you were a child. And so you'll look for triggers inside yourself. And then once you've found those triggers, you'll find strategies. In fact, if you do join up, I'd like maybe even to work with you on one of these live calls, and then find strategies for reversing that unhealthy energy interaction. It's not healthy for you, not healthy for them either. It isn't helping them, isn't helping you. So first of all, noticing the cues, if that, in psychology it's called infantilization, if they're making you into an infant, if they're reenacting the parent-child roles with you, but then also strategies, there are things you can do very consciously that'll break that pattern. And I know how to break that pattern with my parents, and I've had to break that pattern with some people in my life as well, older people who were in that kind of so unconsciously were putting themselves in that kind of relationship with me. So there's some concrete things you do, topics you pick to talk about, ways in which you talk about those things, ways in which you assert yourself, which break that pattern. And once it's broken, it usually stays broken. You break the pattern once, become an equal in their eyes, an adult, and then usually that's the end of the pattern. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes a lot of sense. Like I have used a lot of tapping on myself for the relationship with my own mother, and things have improved. And not that because she has changed. Oh my gosh, no, she has not changed one bit. I changed, and it's all good as long as our relationship is better. And I thought that with my parents-in-laws that I could use the same tricks, I mean the same techniques. And for some reason, maybe I missed something, or maybe I haven't been able to get to the aspects that are truly troublesome. And although I have tapped on relationship with my parents-in-law, I have not made any improvement. Mind you, is also because we don't see them very often. I only do the tapping before we go to them, and then become very self-aware so that we would have a good conversation and so on. But I would keep myself far, far away from going into anything that would trigger them for me. And after 20 years, it just during these conversations that I realized, you know what, I still have not made any progress with them. I made progress with my mother, but not my parents-in-law. But that's something for me to make. Maybe that's the reason I signed up for the course, so that there will be things in there that I am not aware of, and that will help me.
Yes, and it might well help you gain perspective. And I'd like to just work with you one-on-one. And the way that works in these calls is that it's cool, a lot like this. We can all see each other. I'll work with one person, but then we'll all be meditating and tapping along with them. And so Christine and I will both be here for those live calls. We'll share our insights with you, but then we'll also do group work, so everyone gets the benefit of what you do. I had one other thought about that as well. Oh, it'll come back to me anyway. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Well, again, as we're wrapping up here, I'd like to just say that I would really encourage you to take the course, to share the course with other people. If you know other people who are struggling in their marriages, like, we've just seen actually one of our best friends get divorced, horribly painful, for a year. And we love this couple, but they didn't tap. And we try to share it with them. We tapped with them a couple of times, but they were, and I don't want to sound critical, but they were doing conventional psychotherapy, talk therapy, And it just re-traumatized them. It looked to me like they were re-traumatizing themselves and getting worse. And so you want to really be using something effective for this. So if you know people as well who would benefit from the course, please do forward the link to them and let them know that this really can help them. It's really been proven to help them. In the research we've done, anxiety drops, depression drops, and again, relationship satisfaction goes up by 26%, and that's regardless of whether it's with your parents-in-law or your mother-in-law or your daughter or your spouse. So it improves people's relationships dramatically over the course of the 6 weeks. So unless there are any other last minute questions, just wishing you a wonderful relationship life. Seth has put the links over there to sign up in the chat room, so you can sign up there today. Make sure you sign up before the end of the night, because we're closing registration so we can start the very first of those live calls tomorrow. We're doing a series of those with people, and want to make sure you're there for that. Also, you log into the Facebook page and just look back, scroll back through the past Facebook postings, and you'll see just what an amazing group of people you're joining here for the course. So we'll end by just connecting with each other energetically and in our hearts. Christine's just been hanging pictures for an art show, and there were lots and lots of hearts.
Yeah. It was fun.
Floating hearts and
Hearts on a fence.
hearts on a fence. So we want to share our love with you. We look forward to seeing you in the course. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.